everyone, and how are you all? Welcome to another episode, and this is a bit of a special one because I am doing the Christmas episode for Wednesday, the 21st of December to Thursday, the 29th of December. So we're heading into 2 weeks. Christmas holiday episode. I hope you guys are excited and interested, and let's get to it. As you guys know, before I talk about what happens with the tarot and the planet messages, I've pulled out 3 cards, which are oracle cards for the general. And you know, even though I do it for weekly, I'm doing this more now for the Christmas time, for the next 2 weeks. So we are heading into the new year of 2023. But before we do all that, before I do a reading for all of that, let's do the Christmas one first. So yes, we're heading to 2 weeks, and this is your Christmas general message for the collective. So the first card that I have is Transform Anger. Now guys, we know Christmas can be very exciting. We're going out, we're meeting friends, we're seeing people from the past, we're trying to get everything sorted, we're wrapping up work, we are hanging out with friends and family. It's the excitement in the year, but there also can be drama. There also can be anxiety. There could also be a lot of us just wishing that Christmas was over. It's a busy time. So when the first card says transform anger, there can be a lot of this coming up because some people, unfortunately, don't like Christmas. Some people dread it. Some people feel that, you know, personally, I feel that when it's December, we are definitely looking back at the past. And this year has been a big year. Let's just be real. It's been a big year, especially planet-wise, but it's also been a year that there's been emotional turmoils, emotional ups and downs. There's been gains, there's also been losses. And we can look back on this year and there can be some anger come up. There can also be resentment. There could be sadness. There could be happiness. So any negative feelings we're feeling for the next 2 weeks, it's about transforming it. It's about looking, you know what, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm fit, I'm well, I have a roof over my head, I have money, I have my health. So I feel this card is definitely to do with gratitude. And it's not saying you have to, but just try to remember. So you know it says transform anger, transform a negative into a positive. Because, you know that you've come far, know that you're here and you're still standing. The second card that we have is release fear. So yeah, there can be fear coming up. There can be fear coming up. Some of us could feel during these next 2 weeks, during the Christmas time, that there's things that we should have done that we didn't do. There's people we should have spoken to that we didn't. There's a multitude of things that we could be fearing. We could also be fearing for the future and fearing for the next year that comes. So this card saying release fear is like release to the divine timing. Release and try to be open to what's going to be coming up. Sometimes fear could be a good thing. Fear could bring excitement as well. But fear can bring negativity. It could bring us to fear the worst. So the next 2 weeks is about releasing it and trying to enjoy the festive season. And when I say trying, is having balance with it, because we are all human and we all make mistakes and we all have positive and negatives within us. The last card we have is recognize divine timing. Like what I just said, guys, there could be some shocks and surprises that come up. we could be planning a lot. There's nothing wrong with planning. We could also be being very controlling, because we've got a lot of energies that's in Capricorn. And Capricorn is a sign that is about planning for the future. So recognize divine timing is, again, being open to what can come. So, for instance, if you've decided that you're going to be having turkey for Christmas, and you go to the shop with your family or by yourself, and you have this big, oh, this is what I'm going to buy, or even like a shopping list, and afterwards it's just not there. It's about having a plan B. Or you may think, I'm going to have a peaceful day, before the Christmas crazy comes, and after then you start seeing people that you never envisioned of seeing. Or you can get, opportunities can come that you thought were not there. It could be a new job, it could be money, it could be, someone giving an act of kindness. So there could be some special stuff that happens, definitely. I feel a lot of special stuff that can happen during the Christmas period. So we just have to recognize it. And I feel personally as well, there's nothing wrong in thinking that certain things are too good to be true. It's more of a case of it was supposed to happen. And again, it's a positive and a negative. It can be, unexpected things that can shock us, but also there can be great things that really surprises us. We just have to recognize it. So that was the general Christmas message. And now let's get into the tarot and the planet messages. So again, like I said, it starts off on Wednesday, the 21st. And what's happening here? So on Wednesday, the 21st of December, I can't even believe it's Christmas soon, guys. I can't believe it. This year has been it's been quite up and down. It's been quite slow certain times, but it's December, and it's on Wednesday. It's a bit of a tight one. It can put a bit of a downer on us, but it does end well. I will tell you, it does end well. And even if the tarot, even with what the tarot cards are saying, guys, the tarot cards are really supporting us. So Wednesday, the 21st, we have the Sun. It squares Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter being in Pisces has done quite a lot for all of us. Yes, there's been some craziness, some foggy craziness, but it has also done a lot. But when it squares the Sun, which is actually ruled by Jupiter, we're going to be seeing all those themes of having luck, optimistic, everything's going to be okay, shooting for the stars, looking towards our future and everything. But we can also see that we can go too far. There can be a sense of a recklessness of we don't have to do too much because it's all going to work out. Or, I don't have to pay this. Or I don't have to, take care of myself type of thing. It's like I don't have to do anything because it's all going to be fine. So that can be obviously quite deceptive. So this is still cautioning us to be quite disciplined in all things Jupiter, in all things with our career, in all things, again, finances as well, and also with our optimism and how we are projecting ourselves to the world. There could be, we could be doing too much we could just be doing too much. We could, but the energy also is it's really, the possibilities are endless, but we can just be, I'm going to cook, I'm going to clean, I'm going to work out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We can just be taking on too much, and we may be doing little, but not completing it, daydreaming, and also just wasting our energy. And afterwards, there can be a sense of no productiveness as well. So it's about focusing our energy on the main thing, the main goal. So if you decided, do some work, a passion project, even if you're doing like an hour, at least you've done it. Not just doing 10 minutes and because we can easily be distracted. but try not to be distracted, especially if it's something really important. If it's to do with like your job and that, just meet those demands so you just really get it out the way. Again, we can overdo things in everything. We can overeat, we can overdrink, we can, overcook. I'm picking up as well. We can just be doing too much crazy, and a lot of it just won't really make a lot of sense. So yeah, so it is about putting the work in. When the sun's involved, it is about putting that work in, meeting like your responsibilities, meeting your goals, and try and be as honest as you can. Jupiter is about good luck, so good luck can actually come. But I feel it's more is if you put the work in. I can actually see a vision of like money falling from the sky type of thing. It's because you've put the work in, you've worked hard. So yeah, there are things that could come, but it's about having moderation, being moderate, knowing your strengths and also knowing your weakness, and that's not going too far. So the card that we have for this is the 8 of Wands, which is, it's actually a great card for this, because this is showing us that, our energy and vitality is going to be there. Energy and vitality is going to be pretty high. It's going to be actually very high. And confidence and enthusiasm is definitely going to be there. But we have to also have that energy and enthusiasm to complete everything that we've wanted to do. Or we've wanted to, even how we're projecting, even what we're showing up to. This card is also saying that things will work out as long as you're just pacing yourself and, making sure that passion is trying to make that passion quite high for any endeavors that you're going to be pursuing on this day. And this card is also showing that the sky is definitely the limit. The number 8 card is about hard work anyway. So the sky is definitely the limit. Just pace yourself. So on Thursday, we have Venus. So even though it starts off a little bit, we have good energies. Like I said before this week, we have Venus on Thursday the 22nd. We have Venus, it trines Uranus. Now this is actually great because we're sort of like, Christmas is sort of here, so I can see a lot of hustle and bustle, and yes, making a lot of like strategic plans, hoping that things go well. But also it's showing us that this energy is also showing us that we have to try and be as open as we can, because changes are abode, changes are here, changes are arising. But with it being in Venus, which is like the pleasure house, the money house, when it comes to beauty, we can feel that a lot of this is being quite heightened, quite simulated as well. If you're single, you can meet someone who is probably quite out of the ordinary, not your usual type, but they could be so interesting to you. And, it's actually great to be thinking outside the box when it comes to romance, especially now, especially before Pluto goes into Aquarius. So there could be a lot of that going on. So, and even you yourself can find there's a bit of a change within you in how you're viewing romance. So this is great for that, and any type of like routines that you're doing, you're going to be switching it up, even if you feel it's through gritted teeth. In a relationship, it can get quite high, should I say? I think you guys know what I mean. But our relationships, if it's a long-term relationship, you may want to have a little bit more fun, but fun not in the most conservative way. It can appear conservative, like, you go out with your partner, you're dressing very nice, but underneath it all something's very different. Let's put it that way. So a lot of you could shock your partner when you get home. And it could not just be, on the pleasure side, but it could also be with what you're cooking for your partner. You could be cooking something that you've never cooked before, baking something from a different culture, that could surprise your partner. It could also surprise yourself. Like, I didn't know that I could actually do that. Okay? Because Venus is about food. It's also about pleasure as well. And I feel a lot of you may, do something quite different with your look. You could be, straighten your hair if it's curly, or curly if it's straight. You could be cutting off hair. Even though Venus is in Capricorn, it's very conservative. It's like, I'm going to try and dress a bit different. I'm going to maybe a bit more sexier, not just for your partner, but also for yourself. There could also be you, even if you're wearing something simple, the shoes could be looking different. That type of thing. There could be a lot of an attractive, people could be very much attractive to you in general, because you're looking a little bit different. There's a bit of a different type of confidence that's actually brooding out. So yeah, and also, even if you're single, again, there can be you could be dating, but the dating may not be, in a way it can last, but also because Uranus is involved, it could be quite fleeting. It really does depend on what you're looking for. So yeah, there could be like you're attracting people that are very, very different to you. But sometimes when you get someone that's different to you, it could also really much surprise you as well. But this is great time for thinking outside the box when it comes to creativity. I see a lot of artists really coming through now. And I feel this is actually great for it. If you're one of those people that just does the same mundane things, I feel that this is going to be a breakthrough for a lot of you. And even when it comes to buying stuff, shopping, yes, it could be very, you could be going to, I don't know, going to those shops like charity shops, but you could find a hidden gem, something that's very vintage, but something also that's very different. So there's some stuff I feel that whatever you're investing in, especially long term, it's definitely going to be for the long term. And yeah, it could be great for business as well, but again, just be mindful. But yeah, this is a great time, especially when it comes to like your image and creativity. So the card we got is the Ace of Swords, which is a beautiful card, guys, because this is showing that when it comes to like the Ace of Swords is about the mind. So I feel that there's going to be lots of breakthroughs that's going to be coming for a lot of us. A lot of us could actually, in a strange way, see certain things before they happen. This card is great for writers, and Venus is also about the arts. So there could be a lot more of artistic projects coming up, but more breakthroughs, like, if you've been stuck in something and you're not really sure, you're too scared to go against the grain. This card is saying really go for it, because you just never know who is looking at your page, or who's looking at your blog, for instance. I see a lot of people starting to blog more, starting to really show their feelings, even in a relationship. I feel this is a brand new beginning in a relationship, that people are going to be more open with what they're feeling and what they're thinking. Things will come from the heart more. And again, there's going to be breakthroughs in a relationship. I feel relationships could change now, but that is definitely due to communicating your fears, communicating how you feel. And yeah, it's a lovely card for this, guys. Then we have the 23rd. We've got new moon in Capricorn, which I have up on my YouTube page, guys, so check that out. It's a big one. It's at 1 degree, so it's a new beginning. Okay, so that's on a Friday. And on Saturday we have Mercury. It sextiles Neptune, which is really great. So Mercury in Capricorn, which is, making us feel, because Mercury's in the shadow, it's going retrograde in Capricorn. So before it does, obviously it's going to be more of a seriousness when it comes to business, contracts, writing, speaking, communicating with people. And because it sextiles Neptune, it can make it a lot less, more strict, a bit more, because Neptune and Capricorn Neptune and Pisces get on very well. It's a very harmonious energies these two have. So it's like being strict, being cold and serious, but also it's like, okay, let's just relax. And this is what this energy brings. It brings a lot of a bit more honest communication, a bit more honest talking. feelings of other people, not just thinking of ourselves. Yes, it can also bring some psychic awareness, like whatever you're going to be, if you're talking to someone, you can actually feel what their lives are about. Or even if you're going to be signing anything, you're going to be very, not even like cautious, but like, I'm not really feeling this because I might be signing my life away. Or even when you're talking to like siblings or even friends, I feel this is very much a meeting time. Like we're meeting up with people that we haven't seen in a while. And I feel that communication in the beginning can be very, a bit polite. But when we have a drink or two, everything just starts to pour out and emotions start to come out. So I feel this is great if you are meeting up with people, and if there's any drama, you haven't seen them in a while, there's things to be aired out, this is a great time to be doing it. It's also a great time, again, for relationships as well, talking about things, making plans, date nights. I feel this is great for creativity because Mercury being in Capricorn is giving that seriousness of I'm going to be doing this, and Neptune gives it the dream of yes, let's do this. So and also gives it that sort of ability to create it can be on a romantic level. So we're going to be more in tune with our emotions, even if we don't feel that we want to be. This is great for me doing that, guys. And yes, so there's a lot of that, a lot of socializing going on. And yeah, great for writers, definitely great for writers, but also great when you're communicating, especially how you really feel. So the card we got is a Temperance card, which is a Saggy card. And the Temperance card is about moderation, but it's also about, it's a very positive time. It's showing that there's positivity that's going to be coming forth. It's also showing that there's going to be a lot of busyness. It's going to be very, very busy, guys. And I also feel that, a lot of us could be pulled into many directions, guys. This is a spiritual card. And this card is also showing me that themes like meditation can really help our mind, because we can also definitely be drawn back to things. I feel whenever it's Capricorn, I feel it's definitely connected to like the past in some way. And this energy in a way is very grounding, but we could also be thinking way too much about things. And we could be thinking about what we can, how we can better ourselves, but also emotional stuff. So I feel meditation will play a huge part in bridging these two energies together, and obviously making us calm and more relaxed, because you know me, guys, I'm I'm quite big on meditation. But it don't have to be just sitting. It could be a walking. It could be reading, because remember, this is Mercury. They could be doing puzzles. It could be going back to the drawing board on things that actually keep you calm. Watching a nice movie, or reading or writing a romance novel, even writing down your feelings. That's also a form of meditation as well. So even though this card is of moderation, it's also a card of, again, the future is, things are going to be more brighter, but also don't do too much things at once. Try and pace yourself, and also try and listen to your heart, mind, body and soul, and then most important, your intuition too. So we're coming to like the second week, and I forgot to say, guys, that was Christmas Eve. It was Saturday, Christmas Eve. So yeah, it's actually, again, one thing I will say again about that is actually really great to be coming together with family and siblings, and again, airing out anything that needs to be, especially this card as well, because another thing about this card is showing me, and I'm going back to this, but it just bringing a much more messages, is that things are going to be, it's going to be more honesty in what's going to be happening and what's going to be communicating. And the honesty is key, especially when it's coming up to Christmas, especially it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And another strange thing I also find is that whenever it's Christmas, coming up to Christmas or Christmas Eve, I do see a lot of people, and I think I just said this before, guys, but I do see a lot of people like meeting up with people. And it could be from years ago. It could be you bumping into them. And I feel like on Christmas Eve, things can definitely intensify. But the Temperance card is saying that things will, conversations will flow, but it'll just be more of an honesty now. And there definitely will be more of a respect for one another too. So yeah, that was Christmas Eve. Sorry about that, guys. And on the 28th, Wednesday the 28th, which we are leading up to the new year. So Wednesday the 28th, we have Venus and its sextiles Neptune. So there's a lot of conversations that's happening with Capricorn and Pisces, guys. But what this actually brings is a great time for, because Capricorn energy, I feel it's very much more of a stability energy. It's very much long term. It's very like loyal. It's very, sturdy. And because we've got like Venus, the sun, the sun's in Capricorn, Venus there, Mercury there, all these energies in Capricorns, it can make things just not fun. But when we have its sextiles like a water sign, it makes things flow more. And I feel definitely in a relationship this can happen. There could be more of a caring side to a relationship. If you're one of those naturally not necessarily cold people, but just reserved in a relationship, you may surprise your partner and be more caring, talking more, communicating more, showing acts of love, whether it's cooking, baking, buying someone a beautiful present. You could be a Scrooge, and I'm not buying that, it's too expensive. You could splash out more. And obviously, because of the cost of living and everything, people are very cautious with their money. It's nothing wrong in that, because you have to be, but there's many acts of kindness that you could do. You don't have to buy someone so expensive to prove that you love them. It's more to do with, buying something thoughtful, buying something that your partner never envisioned that you would buy. But it will stand the test of time. It's not just going to be, just to show off. It's like this, it could be like a vintage, but it's also, there's a lot of heart that's gone into it. So that's what I can see with this. And also, yes, relationships could increase more on a sexual basis, but more definitely on a loving basis as well. And also, because Neptune's involved, it does bring a sense of an alluring power that a lot of us, some of you may have over people. It could be at work, it could be anywhere. You're walking down the street, people just keep staring at you because there's a difference. There's an attraction, but it's like quite a mysterious attraction. Okay, and if you're single, this can bring someone to you. And it's strange because we're coming up to the new year, and imagine that you meet someone that's your life partner, your soul partner. So yeah. But again, good for shopping, keeping an eye on I feel there's definitely be like a keeping an eye on what you're spending money on. But also you may feel a little bit like, I've saved this up because I want to buy it on this time. I know that the sales are coming through, so people might be doing more shopping through the sales. But it's like, might be definitely an eye on a bargain. But it's like, this is what I really need, not just doing it because on sale. It's doing it because you really need it and you want it for, it could be like a cashmere jumper, things that are of great value. Again, doesn't have to be expensive. You could splurge a bit, but it's like, this is like, it's like vintage for the long, I keep saying that, for the long term, but something that stands the test of time, should I say. So yeah. And also, there could also be you guys getting together with friends, meeting up, drinking, talking about stuff to do with art, creativity, spirituality. You could be talking about what happened during the year. You could be meeting up with people. Again, I see this definitely happening. And yeah, there could be a huge emphasis on spirituality, a huge emphasis on, because we had this conjunction in Pisces, so a lot of people may have gotten into more spiritual stuff now, and it's like, I started to get like into meditation. I started to like read more spiritual books. I feel that this a lot of you, if you are meeting up with friends, or you could be making friends with people, that they could also help raise your vitality in some way, because you could be learning a hell of a lot more from people. They could be very passionate, compassionate. Some of you may decide that, I want to help people that are not as fortunate as yourself as well. This could be charity work. This could be volunteering work as well. You could be baking for people, and, this is what I baked, and not necessarily people buying it from you, just like you're just being more charitable. Could be helping the homeless as well. So yeah, I do see this happening, but it's very much great for beauty, very much great for creativity. It's great for aligning yourself with people that, you may be meeting them now, and in the new year, you could do business together. You could be doing something great together. It doesn't have to be sexual. It's just like-minded souls are meeting, and you're both aligned with each other, that type of thing. So yeah, and I feel that self-esteem, if it's very low, it can start to raise a bit, but more in an emotional sense. So the card I have is the 4 of Wands, which is a great celebration card. It's a card that I feel that if you are especially making new friends, if you're entering a new relationship, it does feel that things will definitely work out. It feels that, there's a huge excitement that's happening. There's endless possibilities. There's your plans and goals will definitely start to be manifesting in a great way. And that's definitely only because of the raising of vibrations. And it's also shown me that if you're starting anything new, like a new project or like a new goal, it definitely will go well. Whenever you have the 4 of, the 4 is about longevity, and when we have it with the wand, it's like our longevity, but also our energy, our confidence is very high. This card is also showing there's going to be lots of celebration that's going to be going on. Again, I do feel very emotional stuff will definitely come out, guys, and I know I keep saying this, but I do see a lot more people meeting up with, getting together with people that you just haven't seen, or meeting up with people, you've tried to meet up and it just didn't work. And I do see relationships definitely change. That's what this card is saying. And also there could be a proposal. There could be a shock wedding. Yeah, I know it sounds strange, but there could also be a shock wedding. There could be proposals. There could be lots of planning for the future, because it's like your mind's eye is saying, if I put more energy into this, this is what definitely could happen. Okay, so a great card for this. Then the last, on Thursday the 29th, we have Mercury conjunct Venus, which is a big one. Mercury conjunct Venus in Capricorn. And it is at, what degree is it? It's at 24 degrees. So any cardinal signs, you're going to be feeling this. Capricorn, Cancer, Aries and Libra, you're definitely going to be feeling this. And what this brings, it can feel quite intense. It can feel very serious, because there's going to be a lot more interaction, and it could be very businesslike. Okay, but also it's because Venus is involved, guys, and Venus is ruled by Taurus. This is, I feel, again, because I feel that the second week coming up to the new year is more like interactions and communications are more serious now. And I do feel that there are going to be more of whatever we do now is for our future. And yes, I do feel relationships, but I do feel business, personal, professional, whatever you're thinking to yourself as well, it's going to carry through to next year. So there's a lot of, it's like a lot of careful planning going on, a lot of reading over stuff, a lot of learning. I do feel some of you may decide that you want to like go back to college or restudy something, or make sure certain paperwork's on point, changing jobs, taking like your life a lot more seriously now. But it doesn't necessarily mean like changing jobs in a way that is, it doesn't mean that it's changing jobs in a way that is very, like, it doesn't have to be very Capricorn, like CEO. It's just more like, because Venus is here, it's like doing something very creative. So with it, Mercury, creativity, I feel is writing. I feel it's to do with blogging again. I feel it's to do with doing something with radio, something to do with social media. And I also do see art as well, but taking it more seriously. Like if you thought of doing it, you're going to be doing it now. And even though if we're coming to the new year, some of you may be starting your New Year's resolutions right now. And for some, it's like, oh, come on, it's New Year. Some of you like, no, I just need to do this now. And if I don't do it, there's just no point. This can also bring people coming together, like cooperating together. It definitely can be in a business sense, but it could also be like people are on the same wavelength. This is good to do with like negotiation. This is good to do with any drama is going to be settled. Okay, like let's just sit this out. Let's just sit down, have a drink, and let's talk things through. And because it's a conjunction, it enhances things. So it will enhance like the mind. It will enhance beauty. It will enhance projects. It will also make things a bit more harmonious as well. Even if there's still tension there, things will be sorted. Things definitely will be settled. And because Mercury is in Capricorn, it is to do with like your future. It's to do with your work life. So like I said before, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on your work, a lot of emphasis on your career, a lot of emphasis on your goals, but also emphasis on, socializing, making new friends, being around your friends as well. It could, and definitely your old friends as well. In a relationship, things can definitely be, again, I feel that there's going to be things that are concerning romance and proposals and marriages, and people may be getting remarried again type of thing, and also if you're saying you're going to be in touch with someone, you're really going to be in touch with them, not just, you're really going to be making that effort to not just put like work before anything, but put in like your friends, making sure you have time for your friend, but also making time for your relationship as well. Because if you're trying to make your relationship go to another level, it's about putting the work in. So the cards that we have is a Hierophant with the Lovers, and these are major arcana cards. These are life-changing cards. The Hierophant card is of tradition. So I feel that the element of there's going to be a lot of tradition going on with the Lovers, which is about relationships and decisions and choices that are coming. So I feel that once you make a decision, guys, these decisions will stick. Even if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel that, you're not really sure, or you're maybe very much in two minds, there's this emphasis on, I'm going to sort of get back to basics, but I'm also going to make an effort. I'm also going to be thinking of my future, not just for myself, but also for my partner and my family. And also coming together. Any decisions that you're going to be making is going to be in a partnership. Or if you've got any drama, again, stress or strife, I'm going to sort it. Instead of me walking away, I'm going to be really sorting it out. And not, I feel like I'm also picking up not biting your nose to spite your face as well. So I don't know if some of you guys may not understand that, but if something's not working out, it's not like shutting down barriers. It's about opening up more. And also, there feels like a nicer vibe That is definitely coming through. Even though this Hierophant card is a very serious card, it's Taurus, and it is about, you know, sticking to the grain. So I feel, again, that's going to be there. But it's also like, you know, things are changed now. Things are going to be different. Things are moving in a momentum that I never really envisioned, but something is showing me that something needs to give, something needs to change. And with the Lovers as well, you know, it's like two people coming together. Our relationship's going to be taking a major, relationships, business, personal, they're all going to be taking a major turn. It's only because there's honest conversations that's going. And as you guys know, anything honest that's coming now, things will map out the greatest way that it should. Okay? So yeah, a major one, Mercury conjunct Venus. And like I said as well, great for artists, because you guys know I do, you know, I do art as well. So a great time for this, guys, and you know, make this one count. Really make this one count. So guys, that was the Christmas message for all of you. Thank you guys very much for listening. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'm wishing you all a Merry Christmas. And I will speak to you definitely in the new year. This is for the next 2 weeks. And thank you guys very much for downloading, for listening, and for your messages as well. So have a lovely Christmas, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.